I always tell people this is before Ciara, the singer, ever prayed that prayer for her husband Russell. I prayed to God and I say, Lord, I'll never forget it. I don't get on my knees for nothing. I mean, no sexual move for nothing. Because it's hard for me to get up. And God know I'm lazy. I'm going to pray on my side.
Right.
I got on my knees and I said, Lord, I'm not asking you to change him. I'm asking you to change me. I said, I don't want to hate him. But the love that I have and the desire that I have for this man, I ask you to remove it. Because it's no longer healthy for me. And I'll never forget that. I said, but I don't want to hate him, Lord. I went to sleep and woke up and did not care nothing about him the next day. And I remember 2 days later, he came over and tried to have sex with me. Nothing. I met my husband that same week I did that prayer. It was, honestly, that is what I told God. I said, God, I just want you to remove what was keep drawing me to him like cocaine. Take it out of me. And he took it out of me. And I never, ever went back. And people would always say, Rabbit ain't gonna never leave him. Rabbit ain't gonna never leave him. Baby, I woke up one day. I went from being a little girl to a grown woman, and he didn't know how to accept it.
Did he ask, what's wrong with you? Why all of a sudden now you don't want to, we've done this for X amount of years or however long you've done it. What changed?
I told him I didn't love him anymore.
Did y'all get to fighting again?
No, because I ended up with my husband. So at the time I'm forging checks and I tell my husband to come over to my apartment and watch my kids and stuff. And my husband,
how old are you at this time, if you don't mind me asking that?
17.
Okay.
And so I've got an apartment. It's in my daddy's name. And my husband started to come over. My boyfriend at the time started to come over, and he was not my type. You know, my husband is a bigger guy. My kid's father is really skinny like Dave Chappelle. So I had never really dated a thick guy like that. Mm-hmm. But he was so intelligent. And this is going to sound stupid, but this is when I knew I didn't have a nigga and I had a man. I walked in one day and he was watching Seinfeld. And I said, what the hell are you watching that white show for? He said, this is a really good show. You should sit down and watch it. Oh, watch, baby. I'm a hood chick. Yeah. And he said, sit down and watch it. And I was like, wow, this is funny.
Yes.
Not really my type of funny, but he just started to introduce me to different things. And, you know, I didn't have to worry about being called no, you know, I didn't have to get talked down to. He was opening the doors for me. And most women would take that as being weak. But it was something that I always wanted. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you a story about my kid's father. One time we was riding in the car and my car ran out of gas. Right there off of Bankhead. And we riding down Bankhead, the car run out of gas. And it's raining. So my kid's father, you suck your thumb. And I said, you ain't gonna go to the gas station? He said, no, ain't nobody tell you not getting no gas. I get out the car, Shannon, and I'm walking, maybe a mile to the gas station.
You get out the car, walk in the rain to get gas.
Yeah, I get out the car. And walk a mile to the gas station.
That should have ended it for you right there.
I was too stupid. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm walking in the rain, and it ain't rain, it pouring rain.
Yeah.
This older man pulled up next to me and say, young lady, let me take you to the gas station. And I'm kind of scared to get in the car with the older man. Take me to the gas station, pay for the gas. He take me back to my car, and that old man seen my baby daddy sitting in that car, and he went the hell off. He said, you mean to tell me this young punk sitting in the car and got you walking in the rain? You young girls are stupid. My kid's father sitting in the front seat laughing. That started to wake me up. Mm-hmm. So when I met my husband, and he wasn't watching no crap like I was used to with my kid's father, and he's the first man I ever seen with a credit card. He the first man that ever talked to me about finances and credits, and that stuff was just attracted to me. It attracted me to him because I wasn't used to that. I was used to somebody calling me ugly and beating on me, calling me out my yes. And so I was like, I ain't really into this. Ain't really my type, but I'm gonna hold on to this and see where we go.
You say you meet your current husband, you're 17, but if I'm not mistaken, you went to jail at 18.
No, I got out of jail at 17, so I'm about 18.
So
yeah.
So what'd you go to jail for?
Crack.
You selling?
Yeah, so I might was 19. So when I met my husband, I probably was 19 because I went to jail at 17. Back then you can go to jail at 17, so I got out at 18. And then I met him, about 19 because he was 21 and I wasn't 21. Let me get the ages right. It's been 30-something years.
I want to know the exact moment that you knew this is my forever man.
When he told me, when I lived in that apartment and I was getting evicted, because I ain't never like pay no bills. Apartments in my I got evicted all the time. And so I said, take me to my dad's house so he put the apartment back in my name. My husband looked at me, boyfriend at the time, he said, look, I put apartment in my name. And I said, what? And then I said, you gonna move in with me? He said, I said, well, I can't pay the rent. He said, okay. Now, mind you, I had never had sex with this man. He was just coming over all the time, you know, hanging out and stuff like that. This man go and put a whole apartment in his name. A whole apartment. And moved me and my 2 kids into some security. Paid the rent. Paid the bills. And he looked at me and said, I want you to do one thing for me. And I said, what? He said, stop selling crack and stop forging checks. And I gave my niece my last little bit of crack and I threw away the checks. And that was hard because that was so hard, Shannon.
That was some easy money, huh, Ms.Pat?
I had to go and work at McDonald's for $4.25 an hour. But then I'm a hustler, so now I'm stealing out the register, but I ain't really telling him. Because he was just so cut, dry, honest. And right. I'm like, you know, what back in the day and what women would consider now to be lame, right? Because that's the word we use. Right. And I'm like, my husband lame as hell. You know, he ain't breaking no laws. He ain't got no speeding ticket. He ain't doing nothing. And so I'm like, I can't just come up here and work every day for no $4.25. I got 2 kids at the house. Right. And then we had just got custody. We had just got my sister's kids, so I got 6 kids. Yeah. I got to get this money. So I was up there tearing McDonald's a new ass every day. Ooh, baby. And I just came out of the drug game, so I can count real fast with money. I can count backwards. Right. They done changed. I can count. So, baby, that's what I did.
They coming up show every night.
No, they didn't, because you promo it. There was a way on that register that you can get away around it. Okay. Yeah. Or you took the money and slip it up on, you took the chain and slip it up on the register. So when you ring it up, you just clear it out and you get the people their money back. Because back then, people weren't using a lot of credit cards.
Right. They were using cash.
They were using a lot of cash. and that's what I did. And you know, to me, I had to get 2 jobs and it still didn't make up for the money that I was making in the streets. Mm-hmm. But I did it because I had a stable place for my kids to stay. I had somebody in my life that cared about me. And I didn't want to blow it, you know, trying to hustle in the streets. Because he had took me forging checks and selling dope as long as he could. Because the man ain't never been to jail. Right. And he told me one day, he said, hey, these ain't my kids. What happened when you go to jail? They gonna give your kids back to that man.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before 2 something.